fewer revenue. We intended to buy down with $975,000 of cash, but because of the state auditor's opinion, that has changed as well, and they're only going to allow you to buy that down by $625,000. Still a very good savings. Those rates are right around the 3.9 to 4%. And again, over the next few years, we're looking at 0.6 to about 2.35, 2.45, somewhere in there. So a very good savings there. So that is why there's an increase in your public hearing amount tonight. Now, I can tell you the motion that you're going to have following the hearing is to adopt a resolution, and that is to approve the official statement. The actual amount of the bond sale that we're proposing for June 10th is $2,270,000. So just as normal, we always hold your public hearing a little higher than we anticipated, and because of the change with the state auditor, we wanted to make sure that we took into account everything for the public hearing purpose. But when we've worked out all the numbers, bought down everything with all the cash that we can use, the bond issue will be $2,270,000. Let me identify that of that $275,000, you will be using somewhere in the neighborhood of $975,000 of cash to buy that issue down. So you're really refunding out about $3.2 million, but you're using $975,000 of cash that you have on hand for that refunding. The net present value savings after you use the cash, after cost of issuance, you still have a savings of $352,000. So that savings is really based on the interest rates. That is going from 4% interest rates down to near 1% or just above 1% interest rates. So we would recommend that you do move forward with the $2,270,000 bond sale on June 10th. We are proposing that that be sold competitively, as we've done in the past. We would like to be able to put this official statement out into the market in the next few days so that underwriters have an opportunity to look at it and bid on it on June 10th. We are seeing extremely low interest rates. I hope they stick around for a while, but I cannot guarantee that. And I have a feeling that they are going to start to move up on us somewhere here along the lines. So we do want to take care of these refundings for you now. Now, I know the city has maybe potentially some additional projects to look at. That was a conversation that we had with Mr. Danos, your bonding attorney, and because interest rates are so low right now, we did not want those rates to move away from us, and there was such a significant amount of savings just off these refundings. We did propose that you move forward with these now and continue to have discussion on future projects that may still occur yet this calendar year, if that's what the city council chooses to do.
This still leaves us a lot of ceiling room for the city. I mean, we're pretty low on city debt.
It does. You actually, I tagged that page in my official statement. Your debt capacity after this issue is still $11,981,000. So almost $12 million of debt capacity after this issue. Now, I'll remind you, your debt capacity does change every year based on an increase possibly in valuation and the paying off of bonds, which you continue to do each and every year. So you're looking at $12 million just yet this year that you have in debt capacity. That number could be slightly higher going into next year, as we know valuations probably have increased a little bit, if not a lot, maybe 1 or 2%, probably citywide. I will also point out that everyone's a little anxious about legislative action. That will not affect your debt capacity because your debt capacity is based on 100% assessed value. So even if they do rollbacks as they have approved on commercial, industrial, that is on a taxable basis, so that will actually have more effect on your budget that you do. But from a bank or from a debt capacity issue, that's on 100% assessed value prior to rollback. Any other questions?
We're not talking about any property tax increase to pay for this. We're basically going to use the same money to pay for this that we've been doing already.
Cash on hand, and you know, as Maggie said, we were intending to try to use some additional TIF revenue cash on hand, but because of the law changes and the opinions of the state auditor, they just weren't comfortable making those changes, and we don't want to risk doing anything we shouldn't do.
That's right.
We can come visit.
They would.
They gave us a whole floor.
So I did want to just come out tonight and explain the difference as to what you had seen a couple of weeks ago. This is the difference why, but again, we are only proposing to sell $2,270,000 worth of bonds, which is lower than the public hearing amount. Any other questions? Okay,
If not, thank you, Maggie.
thank you.
If we approve this, do you promise not to get a tattoo?
Promise. Promise. I'm sure Larry'd like to hear that too.
I have 3 daughters, so I prefer no.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, any other discussion? If not, motion to close the hearing and receive and file oral and written comments.
So moved.
Motion by Davis,
Second.
second by Holland, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Motion to adopt the resolution.
I'll make motion.
Motion by Hill,
Second.
second by Holland, roll call please.
Hill,
Yes.
Hermson,
Yes.
Schweitzer,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Holland.
Yes.
Motion carries. Motion to adopt a resolution approving tax compliance procedures relating to tax exempt bonds.
I should have probably mentioned this before.
Yes, I was gonna call you back up
I will step back
here.
up to the mic if that is okay. This is a document that Bond Council is utilizing across the board with new issues. If you will recall, there was kind of a financial meltdown in the public markets regarding bonding in 2008. And as of 2008's meltdown financially, we entered into what's called the Dodd-Frank Act of 2009. That puts a little bit more constraint on what needs to be done, how things need to be documented. So what they're asking for is that any new issuers, which means we haven't done an issue probably since the implementation of all of these rules, that you pass like a post-issuance compliance document, basically saying that you will keep file records of this bond sale as we will keep file records of this bond sale. We have certain things. You're probably doing all of these things right now after every bond issue, your city staff is, but they need documentation that you have it on record so that they can state it in the official statement that you're doing this of record. So that is really it. Every city, county, school is asked to pass this document in the last year and a half if they've not done a bond issue prior to, so, okay.
Thank you again, Maggie. Okay, still entertain that motion?
I'll make motion.
I have a motion by Hill,
Second.
second by Holland. Roll call, please.
Hermson,
Yes.
Schweitzer,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Holland,
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Motion carries. Go to ordinances. Item 4, motion to receive, file, consider, and pass for the second time the ordinance repealing, amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Independence, Iowa, by amending provisions pertaining to Chapter 15, Mayor, Section 1504, compensation. I know the Labor Relations Committee wasn't able to get together. I know that, correct?
In general, though, they weren't in favor of our original proposal at this time.
Okay. I want to make it perfectly clear, because I've had so much, not slack, if you will, that with that $15,000, I wasn't the one that proposed it. I've been asked many, many times. The number that I was asked at that time, and was from, my suggestion was from 8 to 10. Somehow